President, good morning.
It was the one topic that kept coming up: Iceland's recent bid to join the European Union.
Iceland's application will be treated by the book. There will be no shortcuts. The Commission will prepare a rigorous and objective opinion with the same methodology as for any other applicant.
But for all the insisting that the EU is not using a double standard when it comes to its own expansion, the facts show otherwise. It took Iceland only 4 days to fold its application, while for other countries like Albania and Montenegro, the process has been dragging on for months. But officials refuse to see it as a sign of waning interest in the Balkans. On foreign policy, the Council unanimously voted to extend the ceasefire monitoring in Georgia for another year. Since the 5-day war between Georgia and Russia last August, Moscow vetoed the extension of missions by the United Nations and the Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe. The EU mission is now the only mission left to oversee the fragile peace.
A high appreciation for the work that has been done by everyone that's part of that mission, and the importance that the mission has had in contributing stability to a very difficult situation.
Foreign ministers also discussed the situation in Afghanistan prior to the upcoming presidential election. This comes a day before US Special Envoy to the region, Richard Holbrooke's visit to Brussels. Some officials, however, said they've had enough meetings with him.
I spent my last few days together having dinners with Mr. Holbrooke, so I'll have some other company tonight. Nothing personal.
All joking aside, there was a serious political message.
We expect sort of a credible and inclusive election, but also that there's a joint responsibility between those who win and those who lose that particular election for the stability of the country.
Officials also addressed the post-election situation in Iran, but refrained from harsh criticism towards the newly elected president.
We'll both have an interest in keeping in close touch with them so as to be able to communicate our concerns and deal with the concrete issues that we have, and then we'll just see what happens.
And to wait and see, many would argue, is shaping to be the approach of the new EU presidency. Since taking the helmet of the European Union, the Swedish have been cautious about taking a polarizing stance on controversial foreign policy issues. And this recent EU Council is just another example of this approach, taking a step back and focusing on the positives rather than on the negatives. Anna Moya, Press TV, Brussels.